Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I'm just running from the pain in my heart. $10 short and 1 day late. That's all I've ever been to you. But oh, that feeling when my love blew through the ceiling and I was freed from your burning memory. Said don't cry for me, sweet Annalie. You know you're the keeper of the stars. I love you and I want you, and you'll always draw me near. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. Into the arms of another, and for a while she made me feel alright. But in a crazy blunder, your love took me back under. Now I'm tied to those shackles and chains. Said don't cry for me, sweet Annalie. You know you're the keeper of the stars. I love you and I want you, and you'll always draw me near. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. It took me to unwind, and now I'm right back from where it began. How old will I be when you finally set me free, and the sun shines on my heart again? Said don't cry for me, sweet Annalie. You know you're the keeper of my stars. I love you and I want you, and you'll always draw me near. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. I'm just running from the pain in my heart.
Wear a condom? We're in Fayetteville. No one gets STDs here.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Look at us.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back.
Surprise, motherfuckers.
Surprise. Look who I got with me tonight.
Yeah, I was on detail. No, I'm just kidding. Radar had some
Yeah, he got voluntold.
Yeah, he was like, hey.
For sure.
What's going on with this or what's going on with that? I was like, you know what? Yeah,
so
there we go.
Welcome back to another edition of the Smoke Pit, ladies and gentlemen. I see we got us a lot of people here in the comments tonight saying a little shout out to, we got Evelyn, Jeremy, Heath, as usual, Curtis, Denny. Denny's here. And if you guys hold out for a second hour, Denny will be here live and in person. Just say a little hello to Michael and Steven. Steven says, "What's up, bitches?" That's Ms. Bitch to you. If you're going to use my government name, you better put that little Ms. in front of it. Appreciate you much.
Yeah, that's right, PZ. I'm on the Smoke Pit again. I'm just a guest co-host. So that means I'm just the gunner. I mean, I'm just riding along.
Yeah.
I was riding.
He's here for the, he's props.
Yeah.
He's decoration. He's here to just put a little pretty into the show. Yeah.
Yes, that's
make
right.
us look good. Yeah.
What's up, Jeremy? How you doing? What's up? Hey. Everyone's like, wait a minute. What's going on? This is not Sergeant's time. This is the Smoke Pit.
You are on the right night and the right show if you are here for the Smoke Pit. He is filling in for our buddy Radar. Radar had a little something going on at the VA today and was going to be a little too loop-de-loo to be pushing buttons and be on air. So you're stuck with me hosting tonight, which is going to be a little odd. And then I got my little co-host here just chilling with me, making me look good. So there we go.
This is now. He said this is now Sergeant's Pit now.
Yeah, it's the Sergeant's Pit.
This is the Sergeant's Pit. Ooh, that's
hey.
where NCOs go handle their business. Is in the pit. The Sergeant's Pit.
Now we got new ideas. Y'all don't give him more ideas.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna have the Sergeant's Pit. Maybe we'll do a charity combatives match in the Sergeant's Pit.
The Sergeant's Pit. There we go. Ah. Oh Lordy.
So what you been up to,
Sorry,
man?
Everybody knows I had to miss the show last week, and Radar had on a great co-host. Dick was here in my stay. I had to go on a kind of last-minute mini vacay. First half my vacay was definitely a vacay. I was taking one of my many foster dogs. You guys are familiar with Sully. He was with me for about 5 months on heartworm treatment, and I was able to fly him out to his new family and drop him off, then did a little quick day trip to Jersey, then did a full trip into New York City, saw some really amazing cool stuff I'd never seen before, then headed back to my aunt's up in Pennsylvania and hung out there for a day, then did the coolest thing, and I've traveled a lot, but I did one of the coolest things I've ever done. I hopped on an Amtrak in Philadelphia, and I rode it up the East Coast all the way to Vermont. There's a specific train you pick up called the Vermonter, and it takes you up through New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and then into Vermont. And It was the coolest thing ever. It was really, really neat. I've never been on, other than, in Europe.
Yeah.
On a long train ride, and it was really neat. It's worth doing. If you've got some travel to do, it's inexpensive, it's comfortable. They have cafe cars like at the back of the train.
Oh, wow.
So you can go, you can buy your food, you can take all your stuff with you. They allow like up to 4 bags that you can take with you. So if you're traveling for like a long period of time, and it was really, really super cool. my time in Vermont was a whole week. I wasn't there for a great thing, depending on how you look at it. A very, very, very dear friend of mine, who's more like family.
Mhm.
Her mother passed, and
Mm.
I was up there to say kind of my final farewell.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it was a lot of emotions. It was very exhausting emotionally, but overall it was an amazing trip, and I'm so glad I went. I'm so glad that I have an amazing job that allows me the ability to go and do those kind of things and work remote as needed, and just it was great. So that's where I was at, and that's what I was doing.
So the train ride though, I mean, how I haven't done a train ride since I was a little younger. And you're right. I went on. It was in Germany. I was freaking on the ice train. The icy, no pun intended. The ice train, the bullet train that goes from name your big city and it shoots off to wherever.
Uh-huh.
And it was a freaking Patrick. Yeah, I wasn't lying. Yeah, I wasn't joking. I was gonna be in the smoke pit. So I told you I was gonna go on a rant so long that I was gonna be on the smoke pit, and I wasn't lying. That's right. Sorents keep their words. Actually,
That's right.
I'm just a sorent right there bumming cigarettes from the kids right now. I'm in the smoke pit. So, yeah. And anyway, we went from some family members, and we drove. We hit the rail. We went from like Würzburg to Wiesbaden to Cologne or Köln, Munich with family. Back when I was younger, and I had my previous 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, anyway, spouse. Anyways, and
That's a lot to keep up with.
I got it. All my exes live in everywhere. And it was really efficient. I always wanted, and I've never taken an Amtrak. Right, I've always like seeing the choo-choos going across the wilderness and stuff like that, but I've never seen that. I just think it's so cool. Was there like how? I mean, what's the procedure? How do you do it? I mean, what's the?
Well, it was super simple. To get my ticket, I just went online, just like with everything nowadays. I just
Yeah.
went on, picked where I was going to get on the train, which I picked Philadelphia because I happened to be staying with my aunt.
Mhm.
So I got on Philadelphia at I didn't get on at Penn Station. I got on it at a smaller Philadelphia station,
Mm.
and because I took the Vermonter to Vermont,
Mhm.
it's a straight shot. I didn't have to get off in Penn Station and switch to another train and then take that train up to Vermont. I got on right there in Philadelphia at the stop that I got on and rode it up. Now, yes,
Gotcha.
there were stops along the way where people got on and people got off and then like we did one stop in Massachusetts that was like a long stop.
So how
And then we
how long were the stops? I mean, as you're riding
Most of the
along.
stops most of the stops were very short, long enough for people to get off and get back on, maybe 10 minutes.
Okay.
The longest two were they stopped in New Haven, Connecticut, and they do what they call a conductor change. So whoever's coming from up north to south switches out with whoever was getting off at that point, and they
Okay.
switch out conductors. So then you get a good 20-minute stop. So they tell you can get off the train, have a smoke,
Gotcha.
stretch your legs, stand up, whatever. Then the second long switch is another conductor train change, and that was in Massachusetts. But we got stuck because of all the rains that they've been having in Vermont, and they've been having some problems with some of the tracks north of us.
Mhm.
So we had to wait until they got the complete clear that the tracks were running. And because a few days earlier they'd had some issues and had to actually stop the trains in Massachusetts, get everybody off, stick them onto buses, and then take them the rest of the way of their stops, which up there, that's not really a lot. It's like an hour
Mm.
for everybody to get to the next 2 or 3 little stops that they have.
Yeah. So the
But
stops though, can you is there stops? I mean, are they long enough for you to like get a hotel and spend the night, or do they have sleeper car? I mean, how does that? Everything's
I think
contained.
some of the Amtraks have sleeper cars. The one that I was on wasn't. I imagine you could do it where you put stops in there when you get your ticket. Like, say, I wanted to go to New Haven for the night and then get my ticket for the next day to go up
Okay.
to, say, Massachusetts and stay in Boston for a day, have somebody meet me, at the stop there, and then go into Boston for the day and hang out and then get on the next day. You would just have to, switch out your tickets for what time you get on and get off and then move them to the next ticket. But they make it super simple for even that kind of stuff. I'm lucky my aunt used to work for New Jersey Transit, and she's taught me a lot about working the Amtrak system and the bus systems and the rail system in general. And it's really friendly on the East Coast. I mean, I wish they had something like that around here that was a lot easier to use. My mom will catch a train in San Marcos occasionally.
So there's not the term mass hole and all that doesn't apply. I mean, because I mean, every time I mean, growing up, the only time I ever heard about the East Coast or that area was Welcome Back, Kotter. You know what I mean? Like, welcome
Really?
back.
See, I love the East Coast.
Really? Oh, just like, oh, you want some clam chowder and stuff like that. Or I see Branko in the chats or something like that. But I was just like, is that?
I love it.
I mean, the upper Northeast. I don't mean, like I said, maybe it's because I'm from the West and it's not. And then being stationed at Liberty for so freaking long, to me, it's just like.
And we're talking New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and even that stay in Vermont. Everybody was so freaking nice. And the towns are smaller. The people are real accommodating. Everybody's like, oh, well, what are you looking for? What can I help you find? I mean, it's more of somebody's going to hit me for saying this. It's more of a small town feel, but not an ugly small town feel.
It's not a Jason.
It's friendly. It's
not
not that small.
It's not a Jason Aldean. Small town. Okay.
No. Nobody was trying to hurt anybody. It was really nice. It was great. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun.
Brag. I'll say it. Brag. Everyone say it. I understand the name's Liberty. It's Bragg to me. I know, got it. Bragg. It should have been named Fort Gavin or Fort Ridgeway, but that's just me. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
Were they fighting over that? Wasn't that what I heard, that they couldn't make up their mind and that's why they went with Liberty? You would know better than I would.
Yeah, I mean, when I had Joe Pacino on here, me and him went back and forth about supposedly it was a Gold Star family member because of fight for freedom and liberty, yada yada yada. And then there's another line of someone saying that it was the two competing organizations, like the special operations guys and the regular paratrooper guys, because they wanted to be like a Green Beret named somebody, and then the person was like, another command was like, no, because it's paratroopers, yada yada yada. I always thought that the lineage should have been close to what I mean. Let's put it this way: had it not been for paratroopers, the soft community would not have, because you got to be everyone qualified to jump. You got to have to use,
Yeah.
So a lot of that stuff here is just like, I just kind of like you. Why would you not want to name it to the two fathers of the airborne community? You know what I mean? It's like, and I don't know. Again, I'm not taking away anything from a Gold Star family member because I just came back from a trip from hanging out with a Gold Star family.
Yes, you did.
And so I don't want to like take that away either. You know what I mean? So. That's the two stories that I heard about. I was disappointed, and you remember me and Spanky talking about our homework project to get the naming commissions. Stuff, so I was like, yeah. So yeah,
it could have been worse. They could have named it like after John Wayne or some shit.
The Fort Duke or something like that, or
Fort Duke
or Fort Pilgrim.
There you go. Fort Cogburn.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Fort Rooster.
Fort Rooster.
Fort Rooster. So yeah,
well, yeah. I don't remember what his character was in Green. Who his character's name was in Green Beret.
Yeah.
And I'd have to Google that.
Yeah, I have to Google that too. Google it too. Let's see. What was his name? Hang on. It's a pop culture reference.
Yeah, right. He would know.
Usually CQ pops in the chats anytime I bring up a movie or something like that. He likes to correct me.
It's like his ears burn. Oh, but isn't he down and out with the?
I don't know if are we allowed to talk about his Red Rocks?
The wiener bullets.
Are we busting Persec out? Hey CQ, can we talk about the wiener bullets or your Red Rocks or your floating asteroids? There we go. You guys can get the hint right there. What slang we're using. Matter of fact,
if you can figure it out, you get a gold star.
Yeah, exactly. You get a gold star. Hang on, let me look at Green Berets with John Wayne. Filmed in 1960. Yeah, his name was Colonel Mike. He played Colonel. What was it? What did he play? Colonel Mike. No, hey, I'm not the co-host, bro. Hey, Branko, I see you in there. Branko heard the term masshole and he freaking
rude.
Yeah, rude. His Colonel Mike Kirby. Rude. That was John Wayne's name.
See, it could have been Fort Kirby.
Yeah, because then I would be thinking about I'd be thinking about a
vacuum.
vacuum cleaner. Yeah, exactly. Screw that.
Well, I mean, it does kind of suck.
No, drunch.
I'll be here all week.
I'll be here all
Well,
week.
I mean,
With the
sort of.
dad mom jokes.
Yep.
So you went up there to do that stuff right there. Did it? I mean, all in all, how long did the trip take? I mean, how long does that travel?
Oh,
Like that?
the train ride's supposed to be 9 hours. And that includes all your stops and stuff. But because we were extended, it actually ended up taking 11 hours instead of the 9. But I mean, I didn't mind. The weather was gorgeous. We were able to be off the train in that long 2-hour stop, and I enjoyed it. It was totally worth it. And the food was actually really good.
That was about
Like,
right.
it's not like airplane food. The train food is way better than airplane food. I was impressed. And I'm a foodie, so that counts for a lot.
Oh yeah, I like to eat too. I mean,
I'm all about some good food.
I'm all about staying in shape. You know, round is a shape, right? Because I love eating. Did the I was about to ask, how does that? I mean, you're on the train, and is it like flying? Is it like doom doom? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is your cab speaking. Or how does that?
Well, yeah, kind of. Like, once you're going, as long as you're not about to pull into a stop, you have free range to get up and walk around. They have bathrooms in every car, and their bathrooms are big. I mean, they're probably bigger than my bathroom here at my house.
Gotcha.
And then they have plenty of space for, your luggage, and they have plugs. You can plug everything in. I had my tablet up. I was watching movies. They had good signal the whole time. They didn't have Wi-Fi available for you to use, but if you had a phone or a tablet that had, your 5G on it, I didn't have an issue with not having signal the whole time. I mean, I was able to watch. In fact, I watched almost an entire series.
Yeah.
I ran across something called Sweet Tooth on Netflix. By the way, if you haven't watched it, you should watch it. It's freaking good.
Yeah, because TZ's about ready to spoil it.
Yeah, it was good. I'm not going to tell you what happens in it, but I'm going to tell you I had no idea what it was, and then I started watching it, and it's good. It's really good, and I'm already excited about the next season. And I was really pissed that the next season wasn't there because I binge watched it in 9 hours. So there you go.
Okay. So you watched the whole thing in 9 hours. So was it now? So what's it feel like? I mean, is it like when they take off? Do they make you buckle up? Is there seatbelts on the train?
No
or something
buckles, no seatbelts, no buckles. It's like big giant airplane seats, but actually a little more comfortable, and you have a lot more leg room. You're not just like up on top of the person, behind you, and you can recline the seat back. It's got the whole little buttony thing to push it back, and it's got little side deals. You can nap. There were people flat out sleeping. And if there's nobody next to you, they don't even care if you put your legs across the other 2 seats or 3 seats that are there. Nobody's like, the conductors aren't assholes. They aren't like, oh, yeah, turn around and pay for it.
So they have assigned seating then. I mean, it's
No, some of them do. Like if you get business class, and that's like the quiet car because people are literally like working back there. It's a little different. You have an assigned seat, but for the rest of it, for just like the regular coach, you just kind of find a seat open in one of the things and you just chill out. And then as people get off, if you want to move, you just move. You just have to make sure and take your little ticket with you because they stick it in this little thing right above where your seats are at. Is a little like kind of a rail deal, and they stick it in there. So then that way they know, when your stop is coming up, and they just kind of collect it as you're going. And then they come through every stop and pick up old tickets and tell people, oh yeah, we're 20 minutes out or we're 15 minutes out. So it's, I didn't see many females. Most of the people working on the train were males. Most of the conductors were males. I saw a couple females, but most of them were males. And everybody was super, super friendly, super nice, very helpful. Most of them were super excited that I'd never rode on Amtrak before. They are very proud of their trains.
Really?
Oh yeah, they're just like, oh, you got to ride more. You got to do this one, and oh, there's one in California that goes up and down the whole state, and you can go to wine country. And there's they were just touting it like crazy.
I heard there's one that goes up and down each of the coasts, and then I heard one that goes like across, and then it stops to another one, and then you get another train, and then that one goes to another place, and they give you a ride to the next car ride to the next train pickup, and then or bus you, and then
Yeah.
so
And most of the train stations are pretty small going up the East Coast. It's just those larger ones like Penn Station in Jersey's kind of crazy. Penn Station in New York is like super crazy. And I've been in both of those just doing the regular subway and not
Gotcha.
like Amtrak. And
Gotcha.
they can be a hot fucking mess. So you have to really pay attention. But if you know where you're going and you've ever been on just a regular train or on a subway, it's easy to figure out.
Yeah.
And everybody's helpful. There's always somebody standing around that works for Amtrak that's willing to help. And they even have when you first get there, they have what they call red caps. And they're the people that are kind of like the folks at the curbs that'll check your
Ah,
baggage for you. Yeah,
gotcha.
and these guys will get you all your baggage for you, take it down to the train, load it onto the train for you, get it. So even if you're somebody with a disability, and they even have special places if you have like a wheelchair or a walker or anything, they have special places in the cars for you to sit specifically set up just for that to accommodate for disabilities. It's great. It's really awesome.
Hey, what's up, Ursula? I see you in there. I see you. Why are you saying WTF? Is it because you don't see your favorite host on here? Sorry.
Was she looking for? Was she
I
looking
think she
for?
might have been. I think she might have been looking for some radar. I think Ursula. I think Ursula wants some radar talking. So, I'm sorry. I'm doing it for radar. I was asked to come along. Radar, actually, be honest with you, be on the Friday Night Freedom with Cos. So
Yeah, he's making up. He's
he's
making up.
he's
for,
making up his time for that. So
Yeah, he was voluntold.
yeah,
I believe.
no, I
Oh,
presented.
and
I
by the
presented.
way-
By the way, I presented an idea. Say, do this or God. No, I didn't say that.
I mean, I could say do this or you'd fire us, or do this and you won't pay us. But
yeah. I
That
just said,
doesn't
hey,
work.
bro, hey, why don't you just do Friday since you're not doing Wednesday, and I'll get it because because I'll do Sergeant's time tomorrow, so still, I'm still on Sergeant's time, so don't freak out. I'm not just because I'm not coming on, or I'm on. Never mind. Anyways.
yes, mandatory fun day, Jeremy. Actually, Friday with Cause, he will probably have quite a bit of fun.
Yeah, he's gonna,
Cause is fun.
yeah, Cause Friday Night Freedom's a fun show. I like some of the stuff him and Pookie talk about. Exactly that, David. Smoke him if you got him. What's up, man? Didn't I see you on
Hey,
Monday?
David. David's probably like, wait a minute. What is he
what?
doing here?
What in qualification?
Who told him he could be on this show?
Damn it, Bobby, what you doing?
He's kind of allowed to be on any show he wants to be on.
What man? Ursula's pissed. Oh my, how the mighty has fallen. Has WTM fallen? Yo, get your shit together. Shake my head. Damn, Ursula, what's wrong?
Who you mad at?
What's
Who
wrong?
made us mad?
What's up, Ursula?
Is it me?
Yeah.
Was it me? Did I do?
What shit do we need to get together? Go on, girl. Tell us what's up. What happened?
Right?
Man, you're
Get
right.
our shit together.
No, unsatisfied. Oh, man, unsatisfied.
Wonder
customer.
Woman wants to know. Oh, did you see what my granddaughter did? You'd be so proud. Googly eyes.
Oh, googly eyes and the Wonder Woman's.
She glued them on there at my office one day. You can't leave googly eyes around anywhere.
No, you
not
cannot.
not in my house, man.
Down at Fort Benning,
Never.
Fort Moore, they're putting them on tanks, and so. I think
Oh,
that's
Benning is more now.
Yeah,
Jeez,
yeah,
man.
Fort Moore, yeah, named after Hal and Julia Moore.
I mean, I know who they are. I just can't. I can't keep it all straight.
Did you see the movie We Were Soldiers? That's Julia. What's his name? Mel Gibson did that. That's
Yeah.
He was portraying Julia or Hal Moore, and then Madeline Stowe portrayed Julia Moore.
Yeah.
So, man, I'm sorry, Ursula. That's damn, dude. That's kind of.
She took it personal, whatever it was. Hey, Ice, can you confirm or deny the return of Spanky? Oh, they worried about Spanky.
Spanky is coming back. I am confirming. I'm confirmating. And yeah, that's when we're waiting for Spanky to show up. She's gonna show up and hang out and be part of the Sergeant's Time thingies, doing Sergeant's Time, and then there you go. She'll be back.
Yay!
She's her schedule is let's put it this way, because she works in an area that has a specific set schedule, and so that's why she couldn't do Sergeant's Time. So now she'll be able to
Yeah.
to
She
do
got
it.
she got important
Yeah,
things.
yeah, she got important things. So now we'll be able to freaking now she'll be able to do it later. So yeah, wait.
Yes, definitely.
When have we transitioned to newborns? What are you talking about, Ursula? I'm like,
Who's a newborn?
I know.
Am I the newborn? I'm old. I'm a little old to be a newborn.
I'm not. I'm not.
And I've been around for a while. I'm not new.
I'm trying to find
I'm just,
out. I'm trying to find
new
out.
to hosting. I'm usually co-hosting,
Yeah.
but I'm definitely not a newborn. I'm an old girl, peoples.
Maybe she found out somebody had newborns. I don't know.
Not me.
I don't want to pick on Ursula though. That's hey, I'm sorry that something's upsetting you that you're upset about. Apologies. So
Yeah. No offense taken.
yeah. So then you did all that for what 8 or 9 hours or something like that, or 11 hours you said.
It was 11 hours roughly.
Did it take you pretty much to where you wanted to go though? I mean, did you go like
It did. The train stop that I got off on, and when I say train stop, I mean literally like the train stopped and there was a sign that said Amtrak, but there wasn't like a station. So I just kind of had to stand and wait for my ride, which was fine. I knew they were on their way. And it was about a 30-minute drive to the town that I was staying in. So it was, not bad at all. I mean, Vermont's only like that big. So
that's how they do it in Europe anyways. You pull up, you remember being in Germany and you would see you drive in some of the outskirts of some small towns and and you would see just like a platform with a sign and then they just drop you off and then you're just there to fend for yourself.
It reminded me of that movie with, speaking of John Wayne, the Quiet Man. When he shows up in that town at the very beginning of the movie and there's just all the people and literally it's just like a platform and you're just standing there and you're looking around and there's fucking nothing.
Dude,
that was kind of what it was. But it was beautiful. Vermont's fucking beautiful, y'all. That place is gorgeous. And it rained while I was there, which was the highlight of my entire trip. Rain. I got to stand in and play in the rain.
I remember you saying, "What is this?" Because you were coming from the west. It was all nice and hot. So you were like
Satan's asshole hot when I left here, and it was like lows in the 60s overnight, and the highs were in the 80s and low 90s, but it didn't feel hot. We didn't even have AC in the condo. Like it was just fans, and it was still so nice. And the town that I was staying in is actually like a skiing town, and you could see the ski lift and the ski routes from the porch right there at the condo. Oh, so I'm sure in the winter that place is just jumping.
I know everyone talks about it being the they go there for the leaves to turn or something like that.
In the fall.
Yeah, in the fall to watch the fall happen with the leaves turning red, or the colors are so vibrant in New England and it's so nice and it's just so great. I'll be honest with you, there are some individuals that told me that the gun restrictions there are a little bit different around that area up in New England. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah, I've heard that.
I'm saying, for because when you think New England, you think of a liberal / town or area, you know what I mean, enclave. Some people were saying like Massachusetts. I think it was Massachusetts. I can't remember what small little New England state has some of the most open, not open, but has the most. Well, they're Second Amendment. Their Second Amendment laws are more. They're
more right to bear arms.
Yeah, exactly. Not so restrictive.
Put your shit away. Yeah.
See, even
yeah.
Branko, liberal. Yeah, man. I mean, think who's coming out of there? Oscar says when he thinks of New England, he thinks of Tom Brady. I think of clam chowder. No, I mean, I have family up there, so not in New England, but I have family up in around the D.C., Maryland area. So it's like,
okay.
I like that area. So
I saw a lot of Amish people while I was in Pennsylvania and even in Vermont. There's quite a large Amish, which I'm sure is making radar go right now. But I didn't see any plastic furniture.
He didn't.
So that should make him.
Why would he make radar? Well, radar's not here.
He does not. He has an issue with the Amish selling furniture that is not handmade and whittled by Amish people in a garage that doesn't have
Oh,
electricity.
because a lot of traditional, authentic looking Amish stuff is
Prefab.
made in
Indonesia.
yeah,
blah,
exactly.
Blah, blah.
But the
Yeah.
older ones were like homemade. Like everyone wanted to get like legit
Yeah.
Amish furniture. So
Yeah, and Radar has issues with the Amish.
he has issues with
He
that.
can go off on an Amish rant for a solid hour if you just let him.
But there was a study, Amish China. There was a study that the Amish had no cancer. Like they had one of the smallest rates of cancer, and it was
Well, it's probably because they're not putting electronics up to the side of their heads and in front of them, and
well,
I mean, you know.
it just says that they're everyone's of course the media or people who need to make a buck out of whoever, they like to talk shit and say no, it's not true, but there's not a. It's like from 1996 to 2003, they found that cancer incidence was like 389 cases per 100,000 persons years, which was 60% of the cancer incidence of the general population. And that Amish people do develop cancer. It's just that it's not the cancers that everyone, you know what I mean? It's like not common. I don't know if it's like, is it like I don't want to be a dick to the Amish because I'm not familiar with the Amish and how Amish people are. Is that like inbreeding? Or, yeah, I mean, is that like inbreeding?
I mean, kind of. I mean, they only marry their. I mean,
they only marry their kind. Oh, you almost said it.
Yeah, I mean that sound. I mean, they don't marry outside of the religion, and not too many people come from outside the religion, so it's pretty small. I mean, I guess genetically wise, they keep it kind of clean.
Yeah,
Is that
I see what you're saying. The lower rates of diabetes and autism that are from the general. You know what, Patrick just hit it right there. Is because they don't eat all the processed crap that we do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because they grow their own foods. They don't use a bunch of crap on them.
Yeah.
They don't have any, like GMOs, genetically modified shit.
Yeah. Well, a lot of it too is like people are like hating on that study that came out.
Oh, I bet.
And they were
well, people got to hate on something.
Well, yeah, exactly. One of the biggest things that I just think personally is that, hey, if you're clean living and you're living your own life and you're doing your own thing, and then somebody comes into your area and like does a study on you, and it's like their recorded information about you, and then you say something about it, or you say, hey, this is what's going on, and I think it's because some people, like you said, are agenda driven.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure they want to go in and find things to point.
Well, right. Hey. Exactly. The one's like, oh, what's going on? It says, somebody says the jab. I just remember, Oscar, you say the jab. Oh, hang on. Somebody said something about the jab.
I saw somebody post
Oscar put a little syringe thing. Yeah. And Oscar, you say the jab. Just remember, over 600,000 people cannot be reached for comment. Yeah. They're Amish are all over. Holly says they're all over the U.S. They're
everywhere. It's just how dedicated to the religion they are, I think.
They marry outside the church, but they just have to leave the Amish to do it. Wow.
Yeah.
Pip says it's like the lost civilizations in the Amazon. I mean, I'm not here to bash religions and stuff like that because I don't like preaching or throwing preaching stuff out, but it's like it's like you said, that clean living. Is it because they're clean living? Is it because they're tobacco too? Because I know some of them. You see pictures of Amish with their big old weird looking beards that grow out all around their face, and then they got a corn cob pipe.
And they're all smoking.
And they're smoking like legit. I don't know. Are they smoking the wheel? Are they smoking the wacky tobacco? Are they smoking weed?
I don't know. Are the Amish allowed to smoke the wacky tobacco?
I mean, is it? It's like, isn't it kind of?
I don't know. Do they drink even? I have no idea.
Well,
now I'm gonna have to go find an Amish documentary. Damn it!
I'm gonna Google it right now. Amish and weed. There you go. How about that?
There you go.
Amish and weed.
You can find it.
Rumor has it that Amish have been in the weed game for a long time, a very long time.
Look at that!
Wow, they do.
Hey. It's natural.
Maybe I was about to say, maybe you get some. Maybe you get that good stuff, the good weed.
The good stuff, the natural stuff with no GMOs.
Apparently, back in 2021, cops arrest a 33-year-old Amish dude for having 20 pounds of weed and a cache of arms. Which, I'll be honest with you, a cache of arms. What's considered a cache of arms? What's the?
I don't know. What's considered a cache? How much is a cache?
Right, exactly.
That's kind of like a buttload.
A buttload, an ass ton, metric fuck ton.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everyone's commenting. Yep, it was in Washington State. Oh wow, okay.
They can smoke it for arthritis, according to Oscar.
Yeah. Oh no, this was in Tennessee. This happened in Tennessee. 25 pounds of weed and several firearms were in his home. And it was from, matter of fact, I mean, this guy kind of looks Amishy, you know. This
Amish-ish.
He looks Amishan.
Omniscient.
Yeah, he looks. Yeah.
We're just gonna make up words.
We're just gonna make. I'm welcome to the school of Spanky's vernacular, where we like to.
We're just gonna
make our own shit.
Make up. Yeah, there we go.
Yep. Hang on.
Somebody's got to do it.
Hang on. Let me show. Let me do a screen cap of this dude. And
Denny's telling us it just depends on if it's old order or new order Amish.
Oh, well, Denny, when you get on here, we can go in the Amish talk. Cause I'm curious. I'm not trying to say that you know. He kind of looks like. Oh man, he kind of looks like he would.
He looks a little Methamish.
He looks Methamish.
He looks Methamish.
He's not a Methodist. He's a Methamish. Methamish.
Methamish.
He looks kind of. Weed allegedly goes to war with cancer. Supposedly, yes. According to our government, though, we've cured cancer.
That's right.
Did you hear about that, Preston? Fucking.
Oh my God, I did. That's.
Why? The guy looks like he's from a cult church, from a
that's
cult church.
Messed up.
A new Amish world order. So that picture right there, 10 firearms in cache. So that's what 10 firearms. That's considered.
A cache makes 10.
I guess cache. I don't know. I guess
10 firearms and 20 pounds of weed.
25 pounds.
What he was going to do? Wow, he was going to have a party.
Yeah.
Where were the Doritos, man?
I was about to say, dude.
Snickers bars.
Yeah, he was probably setting it up. Hang on, let me. Now, just to say this too, it's just like a Mandalorian. Weapons are part of the religion, right? Isn't that they have to use? Their weaponing is for hunting and stuff, right? I mean, this is
for shotguns and
old shotguns and rifles and stuff like that. So so I'm just kind of thinking, someone's like hookers and blow. I don't know if they get into hookers or blow there, man. Hang on, let's look at his 25. They gotta do something after relaxing after a barn raising. Bro, have you seen the videos of them? Here you go. Here's a picture of the cache. The only thing I see that probably was someone was freaking out. I bet you what it was. I like those lever actions. He's got like two. He's got 1, 2, 3 lever actions, and I bet you what it was. Somebody ratted him out because he had an AR.
Yep, that was the one that tipped the scale.
Yep.
They were like, well, if it just been a regular old 22, we wouldn't have been so crazy about it. But you went and got one of them fancy ARs, and we can't be having that. But that's like having a smartphone, sir. Wrong answer.
Yeah, old Jebediah. Nothing scary there, exactly. So, Chris Appleby. Oops, sorry, wrong ads. Look at the ads.
Look at him.
Those are nice weapons. I mean, nice.
You can't pack that with regular black powder, sir.
I'm just trying to see what the big deal was. If that's marijuana is in Pennsylvania. So in recent years, growing hemp has been it's increasingly popular among farmer communities like that. And I'm about to say we used to have hemp already.
Yeah.
Hemp rope. The Navy used to have hemp ropes for their fucking ships to tie the ships off when they were docked.
Yeah.
At specific ports.
Hemp's the bomb. I used to have a pair of sandals made out of hemp.
Yeah.
And they were the best things. They didn't mold. They dried real quickly in the air. They were super comfortable. I loved them.
Legalize
what happened to them.
I'll just say, someone says, what about, legalize it.
Yeah.
Yep. Hemp is considered cannabis with less than 3% of THC, which is used for the production of clothing, plastics, and biofuel. So, man, I wish the VA gave us. Man, I tell you what, I wish the VA would do every time. It seems like every time somebody likes to talk about politics with weed, to legalize it for veterans to use instead of oxys. I mean, I think they should legalize it.
They should.
Pain management.
For sure.
Talking about mood management. I mean,
sleep management.
Sleep management, yes. Anxiety management. Nerve and feeling.
Anger management.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's like
can't be angry if you've got a mouthful of Doritos and Snickers, dude.
Well,
I've never been angry while eating a Snickers. Never.
Well, oxys. I mean,
they amp you up.
They amp you up, but not only that, but a lot of it now is more synthetic, and it's not natural. It's like
it's got horrible crap going into your body.
Yeah, the pain management and anger management from oxys is a lot worse to deal with when you're on, when you're taking. Because I know the VA, when in the Army too, when I've been injured and stuff, they just want to do is give you like 4 or 5 bottles of freaking.
A Band-Aid.
Oxys, yeah. And you're like, fuck,
yeah,
dude.
pill Band-Aid.
Yeah.
Here, take these. You won't feel the pain that you're feeling, and then you can go to work.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
And become a walking safety accident.
Yeah. Yeah. No shit. What's the debate proves so much here is en masse is that they're in denial because there's no pharma kickback, in my opinion. That's good. That's a good point there, Branko. You're right.
Yep, big pharma ain't in there, then ain't nobody happy.
Not to mention the fact that big pharma is buying a lot of weed and be creating dispensaries and growing weed because what they want to do is fucking. Man, is that radar in the chats? Room.
Sometimes they put probes up you. Did you have fun with your probes today?
Are you done being probed? Is it today?
I bet he's feeling fun now.
Did you get probed by the VA or by aliens? Because that's new hotness now. They talk about aliens.
Maybe that's what's happening to us when we're going to the VA. We're getting probed by aliens. Maybe that's why some of those VA workers are a little weird.
I don't know.
They're actually aliens.
Yeah, it might have been VA aliens. Exactly that. I don't know. So
yeah.
When I go to the VA and get probed, I just when they say hold on and I feel that extra hand on my shoulder, then oh man!
Take me out to dinner first, dude.
Hey, I'm about to say, homie, why you doing that? So,
oh lordy! Man.
All right, well, shit, it's time for a break. I see. Oh snap! I think I just see somebody popped up. No pun intended. I think is that Denny in there? I think I see them.
Yeah, waiting in the guest room, in the green room.
In the guest room. Oh man, hang on. We got the Denny Katona hanging out, getting ready to go, and he's already making noise and ready chomping the bit, talking about the weed and the Amish. So, hey, real quick, let's just say hi to everybody before we go on break, Denny.
Hi, everybody. Before we go on break.
All right, so we're going to take a break right quick. We'll be right back. Everyone, refill your glasses and shots.
Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
$10 short and one day late. running from the pain in my heart. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. Into the arms of another, and for a while she made me feel alright. But in a crazy blunder, your love took me back under. Now I'm tied to those shackles and chains. Said don't cry for me, stars. I love you and I want you, and you'll always draw me near. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. 10 years' time it took me to unwind, and now I'm right back from where it began. How old will I be when you finally set me free, and the sun shines on my heart again? Said don't cry for me, sweet Annalie. You know you're the keeper of my stars. I love you and I want you, and you'll always draw me near. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. I'm just running from the pain in my heart.
No, I don't want no other to pour their love on me like water. Got an ocean full of love that's made for two. We can sail up on the ocean breeze, and sunshine feels like you're loving me. We got a good thing going on, you know that's true. I'm feeling fine, fine, fine. Pour your love on me like wine. Come on, mama, fill me up. Let me take a sip from your loving cup. Feeling fine, 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 fine. Pour your love on me like wine. Well, I like waking up lying next to you when the sun's so hot and the sky's so blue. There ain't a single thing I'd rather do than spend all my time making love to you. Ain't got a plan, just a way to live in a big bag of love that we love to give out to the world through song and show. If you're getting on the bus, let's go, go, go. take a sip from your loving cup. Feeling fine, 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 fine. Pour your love on me like wine. Feeling fine, 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 fine. Pour your love on me like wine. Feeling fine, 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 fine. Pour your love on me like wine. Feeling fine, fine, fine. Hey, Sioux Falls, thank you so much.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
Please enjoy the show. Shots.
And we are back. I got Denny Katona. Oh, I'm sorry, TZ. My bad. I keep forgetting. Fuck,
No,
I'm sorry.
you're good. You're good. I'm cool. He's used to it. Your old hand at this stuff. I'm new still. It's okay. You're not bothering me.
My bad. Okay.
We're back, and we have with us tonight here on the Smoke Pit Denny Katona. Denny is with us for some really cool information, and I'm going to let him put it all out for us. So, Denny, first of all, why don't you tell us a little bit about you and maybe a little bit about your military service before we head into the other reason why you're here tonight?
Sure. So I'm Denny Katona, otherwise known as Rooster. Served in the Army National Guard and the United States Army. I was a tanker in the Guard, and then Seaburn in the regular Army. I may or may not have known TZ in a former life.
Oh no, we're talking about that. No. Don't, go ahead.
No, I'm just giving a sneak peek.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, I mean, I spent a total of about 14 years federal active service. Got out on a medical. Got settled in Texas. Got into IT. Been working in the IT industry since I got out in 2012. Founded and ran a nonprofit called OP Veteran for a period of 6 years. And then due to some unforeseen medical issues, kind of had to step away from that, but I still wanted to do something. So since I'm known as Rooster, and I am a firm believer in resiliency from my days as a master resiliency trainer, I'm called the Resilient Rooster. So that's me in a nutshell. Yeah, I remember us. I think the last time I was on was in 2019, because that was the first of my major surgeries, and we had to keep pushing it back. So I think that was the last time I've been on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So we brought you on here tonight to talk to us about something that is dear to your heart. And we are going to be with you, well, myself and Spanky and a few other people are going to be with you this weekend on Saturday, August the 5th. And we're going to be doing a float on the river here in Texas. And we're going to be doing this in support of, and I will let you fill everyone in. It's called Rally on the River. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what this is about, what this is for, who it's all supporting, and where the money's going to?
Sure. So back when I was with OP Veteran, we did the Flag Day Freedom Float every year. Since stepping away, they're kind of focusing more on direct mental health stuff. So that's cool. But I wanted to do a float this year. I wanted to float the river, and wasn't able to do it around Flag Day for health reasons. And so after going under the knife the beginning of July, I'm getting back there. I'm ready to float the river. But the whole thing is just to bring people together, right? And I'm a firm believer. I don't like veteran only activities, right? Outings. Our desired end state should be to integrate back within civilians, back within civilian society. So bring together veterans, service members, supporters, family members, whatever, just for a great day out on the river. You know, it's I mean, you know, in the midst of the summer of love, as we call, I think some people call it, of 2020. We did a river float, but I mean, I was just, and we actually had kegs on the river that year, so that was epic. But just the conversations that you would have, not with just people in the group that went with us, and we had a metric ton of people that year, but just other people floating the river. You get into these conversations, you hang out, you float together for a little bit, you talk, and it's building that connection between humanity and fellow Americans. That's what it's all about from a veteran perspective. You know, one of the major obstacles we face when we get out is thwarted belonging, right? That loss of identity, that loss of purpose, that loss of belonging and community. It's that, I mean, that's one of the major factors that lead to veteran suicide. So bringing people together and just hanging out, it's not necessarily a direct fix, but it's a mitigation, right? It's a mitigation to, you know, complete the holistic picture of healing. So that's why we do it, right? That's why I started it, and that's why I'm going to continue to do it under the auspices of the Resilient Rooster. Wow, that was fast. And for the next 45 minutes, we're going to stare at each other blankly.
I'm just like, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. I was going to say, so Resilient Rooster though, that's a whole new that's a whole new thing now, right? I mean, that's the whole.
Yeah, I mean, after I stepped down, I'm like, okay, I'm trying to not alienate or separate, but just kind of set myself aside, that, you know, because it got to be, bluntly, it got to be annoying when people would refer to me as Mr. OP veteran and this and that. I get it. I was the founder. I ran the organization, all that type of thing. But they have a new team. They have a new leader, right? They need to come into their own, right? So me being on social media, doing videos and stuff like that, still rocking OP veteran gear, it can be confusing because I was synonymous with the organization for so long. So I'm like, well, I got all these shirts and I got no shirts to wear. So I need to do something. I like to design t-shirts. So I'm like, for the last 7, however many years I've had this nickname, it's actually 12 years since I've had this nickname. It's been nothing but cock jokes. So I'm like, I'm going to make apparel with rooster jokes. Like this one is Rooster 2024, America needs the cock. Yeah, so I just kind of have these shirts, but it's really Resilient Rooster is my legal entity to do anything what it is that I want to do in the realm of mental health advocacy, humor, writing, whatever. That's this is my legal entity to do so. So that's essentially what it is. I don't put. To be transparent, I've not focused heavily on it because I'm still going through health battles, right? But it's just kind of an outlet for me for right now, right? It's my little side passion pursuit. I'm a firm believer, and may have talked once or twice or 1,000 times about pursuing a post-military passion and purpose. So, encouraging others to seek, to walk that healing journey and to put a smile on their face. That's my passion, right? So that's why I have Resilient Rooster.
And if you guys don't follow him already and you guys have TikTok, please do. There's some this man right here, and we'll go back a little bit to how I originally met him. So we both were Sea Bernie soldiers, and we served together at the hood. So
Port cab.
yeah.
Port cab.
So
God.
there's some
Cav.
stories there somewhere, I'm sure. So I knew him well before the beard, well before the rooster, well before OP veteran. And yeah, there's some I'm sure some embarrassment. I'm sure you've got some embarrassing stories about me in there somewhere. I don't know. Was I a bad NCO? Was I an obnoxious as I am now?
You were definitely not a bad NCO. I mean, you may or may not looked at me a couple times like I had something growing out of my forehead.
You may have.
I probably did. But I mean, it was, you're good NCO on the team. I think back because I always had it in my head, man, I was just a dick when I was in, right? When was an NCO.
Yeah.
But like the first river float, right?
Yeah.
Had a old former soldier. He re-enlisted at the very first float that I did, right? Yeah. I mean, I had former soldiers, former command sergeants major come to events that I would do and stuff like. It'd be like, I guess I wasn't that much of an asshole.
Nah, you weren't. You weren't. I think you put on a good face.
I had my moments.
Yeah, I do remember you were rather vocal at times. Yeah, you could get loud.
I would speak loud in a voice loud enough that where everybody else could learn from someone's mistakes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I do remember that.
That's they got to hear you. You know what I mean? They got to hear you. So that's
you got to hear it, right?
Hear it.
And so, I was very creative in my corrective training that I would conduct.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
No, exactly. I mean, some soldiers say, "Hey, don't yell at me." I'm not yelling at you. I'm merely speaking in a voice loud enough for everyone to hear the correction of the mistake that you just made. That's what I usually used to say too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
that's exactly.
There you go.
So
I want to ensure that everyone within the immediate area can hear and learn from your mistake.
Yeah, exactly. That's Isn't that how
why repeat yourself later to somebody else when you can just do it all now?
Denny's the walking UCMJ board that you walk in the company area and you see all the Article 15s in there. He just is screaming in it.
I thought I was the walking ID company.
You were that. Kind of know that.
Spell it right.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Katona. Make sure you spell it right. It's a problem.
Oh, Lordy. So what kind of fun do we have planned for this rally on the river? My cool t-shirts, by the way. The link is going to be up, you said, until Friday, about 5 p.m. If anybody else still wants to get in on the float.
Yes. So, and if you're in Texas, 150-mile radius of Austin, I would come out. It's $20, and there's the tank top and my burliness. But sexy. So one of the things I said I wanted to do. All right, if I'm going to have a float, that means I'm going to have to. It's going to be the way they do group race and stuff like that. One person has to pay, right? And I'm like, well, there's always going to be people that don't show up. Whatever. So there's going to be tickets paid for that, may or may not get used if someone doesn't show. Right. So I'm like, well, let me designate a charity to make a beneficiary. Right. And the Corporal Chad Olerschlager Foundation for PTSD, they're a phenomenal organization. They helped me when, I was beginning my healing journey. Right. I went to the VA, got diagnosed, and they prescribed me the pharmaceutical cocktail for that's standard with PTSD. Someone I knew asked, were they going to prescribe you a coffin too? Right, because Chad was an active duty Marine, deployed several times, diagnosed with PTSD, got this cocktail, and while he was active duty, he took the medication as prescribed, and he had, I'm going to try to use SAT words, toxic pharmacological syndrome or something, whatever it's called. Basically, a toxic reaction to the medication itself, and it killed him. So his family, his friends, they said no more, right? So they formed the Corporal Chado Foundation, and they fund definitive PTSD treatment outside of the VA healthcare and DoD healthcare systems, right? So phenomenal organization. They're very, very near and dear to my heart, and have been for a long time. So it seemed only natural for me to pick them. And the shirts, I'm like, well, if I'm going to do something for charity, I might as well, do a shirt or something. So I think when TZ and Spanky and I were first talking about a river float, I'm like, let's do a 90s theme or something. So I used the album cover as a inspiration for that shirt, but added my own little bearded flair to it.
And you got some good playlists coming up. Did a lot of people send in some songs they want to hear while we're out there floating?
I have a standard River Rock playlist. I think I used it last time, and I've been adding to it, and it's just going to be a great day on the river.
And Don's Fish Camp, that float, if you guys if you're from the area and you're coming down for this and you've never done that float, that is probably one of the best floats. Even when the water's low, we haven't had a lot of rain this year, and even when the water's low, it's a great float. The river's wide, the areas that do get low, you can still get through really easy. And we always have a great time, and everybody out on the river out at that area is just, they're fun. It's a fun group. Yeah. And all the folks out at Don's Fish Camp are just freaking amazing. They're a really great group. Yeah. I enjoy it.
It's a great float. It's like a 3.5 hour float. So bring sunblock.
Yeah, sunblock. Snacks. If you don't have snacks, don't worry. Spanky will. Spanky always has all snacks. You're going to be drinking, remember to bring water to people. I was a medic at one point, but I may not be medicable on Saturday.
May not be medicable. Drink water.
Drink water.
Drink water.
And wear something 90s themed or wear a patriotic swimsuit.
Yeah, we're 90s themed, patriotic. Just
it's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
It's just a great time. I mean, we may or may not be infamous for having 30 to 50 people lashed together on tubes, and it pisses everybody off. But
yeah, it does. But that's okay. They get over it.
Yeah, I'm just happy that. Or I guess I've kind of resigned myself. Like I grew up in Pennsylvania, southwestern Pennsylvania, south of Pittsburgh. That's why I know so much about Amish people. But I mean, that's what I would do in the summertime. And unlike down in Texas, where it's a money-making bank, you floated the river when you didn't have any money, right? Yeah. But going to the river, swim, go in the river, float. And I just remember, back in the day, I'm like, seeing these old heads, right, people in their 40s, 50s hanging out the river. I'm like, man, am I going to be one of those people? Hey, guess what, I'm one of these people. So
and for me it's fun because I was raised here in New Braunfels, and I've been floating the river. I probably was swimming and floating the river before I could walk. I mean, it's what we did here. And it's gotten crazier and more crowded every year, but I still enjoy it. And it's going to be great fun on Saturday. And you're going to meet total strangers on the river. I akin the river to a women's bathroom at the bar. Like, you're all just drunk and friendly for absolutely no reason. You just can't explain it. Like you're in everybody's conversation, everybody's in your conversation, you're passing drinks back and forth. People are handing out jello shots on the river.
That
You're
happens in a
just
women's bathroom.
it's
Wait,
fun.
that happens in a women's bathroom? Wait a minute. Whoa,
Yes,
hold up. Whoa,
yes.
for real?
We women's bathrooms, we share everything. You'll go and you'll get your girlfriend a drink or some random person a drink that you just met in the women's bathroom because you feel bad for her because she broke up with her man and you're trying to keep her from drunk texting him. Trust me, women's bathrooms are fun. They are so much fun.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I get hope
Y'all
you
are
got-
missing out
I'm about to
on
say,
the
I
women's
hope,
bathroom.
I'm about to say, I hope you guys got bail money because I'm gonna.
You
It's
might not wanna
2023.
go
You won't
in.
even need bail money. That's all we do.
I was about to say, dude, yeah, you're right. I was gonna make that joke, but you beat me to it.
Seriously, ask any of the ladies in the comments. Women's bathrooms are we have a lot of fun in there.
Oh shit!
We're
Yeah,
weird.
they're giving each other left-handed cigarettes. What does that mean? Susan says that I've given a tarot reading, not a tarot reading, a tarot reading, in women's at a metal show. What the hell?
I believe it. I believe it. I'm telling you, we give advice for relationships, tarot readings. We don't pass out just like odd just strange random information. You learn a lot. You tell it's just yeah.
Spanky's saying be quiet. She's like, girl, not
Yeah.
so loud.
She's
or
like,
something
don't
like
give our secrets out, our girl secrets.
Susan says she also passed out candy in the women's restroom too. That's some freaking crazy.
Yeah.
You always
Breath mints.
You always walk in there's the
Whatever.
women's bathroom when it's not closed or something like that, and you're whatever, and you got to use it. And I remember it's the worst bathroom to clean. That's what Jeremy
I believe that
says.
too. Yeah, women throw up and they're not clean when they throw up. Drunk women, when they throw up, they're just they don't hit anything they're supposed to. Yeah. I also have worked in a bar, so yeah.
Denny's
It
like,
is what it is.
I see Denny's mind the gears turning in his head.
He's just like, and I voluntarily asked these people to come float the river with me. Now he already knows what we're like.
I can't, but that's the thing. I can't feign ignorance. Oh, I didn't know these people. No, I've known you for my God,
15 years. Yeah.
Shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
Yeah. I'll put out it all on there.
And like Spanky, I met through actually one of my former club brothers. She's good friends with a buddy of mine. So
yeah.
And then I found out that y'all two are friends, which was kind of weird.
Yeah, it was totally weird. She's like, well, he knows you. And I'm like, who is he? And then I went, oh, shit. Yeah, he does know me.
That dick?
My bad. Whoops.
Janae says that it's because we drink on empty stomachs. Patrick says that phantom shitters always turn out to be female.
Yeah. Well, he's probably right.
Women and shitters, I always think about Amber Heard, so that's just
well, yeah, there you go.
Hey, so Denny, real quick, there's a timeline. Don't you got a timeline on this? Don't you have a deadline before you?
Yeah. So, we're going to link up at 11, and basically how it's going to work is like we were saying, Friday at 5 p.m. I'm going to cut off ticket sales for the float. I'll print out the list of everybody that bought tickets, and then I'll turn that into Dawn's Fish Camp, and hopefully as many of us as we can float together. But everybody will be able to check in at the shack over at Dawn's, and get their bracelet and get their tube and float on down the.
And your exact meeting time that morning would be
11 a.m.
11 a.m. Okay.
Does it have
11 a.m. at Dawn's?
And how long is the ride? I mean, how long does it normally take from where you're going to?
It's about a 3.5 hour float.
So when you show up out at Dawn's, they put you in a parking place. They show you where to park. And then you got to go up to this little hut, and you got to get your little wristband and whatever. Then you get onto a bus, and the bus takes you down the road a little bit. And when you get down there, that's where you get your tubes. You get your floating tube, and you get your beer tube or your cooler tube. And from there, where you grab them, you just walk down just like 20, 30 feet to the water, and you get in. And when you're done with your float, which is like he said, 3.5 hours, you end up back where you were, where you parked your vehicle.
Okay.
And down there, they have it where you can kind of just hang out a little bit in the water right there. They've got, they have some food trucks.
Oh, okay.
Last year when we were there, I think it was last year, right? For Flag Day?
Yeah, I mean, we were there last year. I don't remember. I mean,
I think it was last
I don't
year.
remember where I leave my truck keys, let alone.
Yeah. But they had food trucks. They had
circumstances.
some other places set up. They have, and Don's is it's pretty chill. And then you
Yeah.
get in your vehicle and go on home.
Yeah.
And when you get out there, if you've never been before, there's signs that lead you to Don's. It's
Yeah.
pretty easy to find.
Yeah, and there's this thing called Google Maps.
Yeah, that too. Gyps.
I dropped
Gyps.
the gyps. I dropped the
gyps.
links. I've been dropping it as you guys been talking about dropping links in the chats too, so that way people have no excuse.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said. I mean, it's the coming together and doing activity. Like I said, it's not like I cringed in June. I saw someone post something where community is the best therapy for PTSD or something. I cringed because no, it's not. It addresses thwarted belonging. It as a support system, right? But it's not therapy. So I don't like I'm very particular about the when I talk about desired outcomes of any specific endeavor that I'm doing for people's good. So I mean, this is about coming together, relaxing, relieving stress. Maybe make new friends, and just feel that sense of belonging that we missed.
Yeah, I mean,
And it's
go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, it's just a good time. It's a good, and I hate to bring up military words, but when you spend as much time as the three of us have spent in the service, it's esprit de corps. It really is, and it's not just military or veteran esprit de corps. This is everybody. This is family. This is random people you're meeting. These are civilians that have never served, that have no idea what you did in the military, and it's great to sometimes have that freedom where that's your identity. Being there isn't just being a veteran. It's just everybody hanging out and having a good time and relaxing and stressing or de-stressing. Sorry.
Yeah. Denny, why did you say was the community comment was a cringy thing? I'm just curious.
I cringe because I identify PTSD as traumatic events that are trapped in your short-term memory that have not been processed to your long-term memory. That's why when you encounter a trigger, you relive the sight, sound, smells, emotions, etc. Right. That is the failure of a neural pathway, right? That can be treated by rebuilding those neural pathways. I went through EMDR. That is one of the modalities used. It's a considered effort. Building community has a multitude of just great effects, right? But it can have a healing power, but it is not therapy.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
No, totally. I just wondering because sometimes I think, and people might get mad for me saying this too. Sometimes I think it's like some individuals just capitalize on that term and then just not do anything about it. Does that make sense? It's just kind of like PTSD, and then you don't see them doing shit, or they just talk about it. So
yeah, and and this is totally side rails, but hey, why not?
Go for it.
Like being outside the veteran community, or not as immersed as I was. I've really kind of, I'm like, if I encounter a veteran that is reaching out for help, this and that, what are you doing about it? Right. I am a firm believer everybody has to own their own mental health.
Yep.
Right. I cannot sit you in a therapy session. I cannot do the eye movements while you're thinking about your traumatic event.
Exactly.
Right. In order for you to process trauma. I can't do that for you. I can tell you what it was like for me.
Right.
I can tell you where to go, but it's up to each individual to own their own mental health. And it's just, I'm not about, like, TikTok has been a great thing and just a curse, because you see so many of these advocacy videos that are just sad and morose. And I'm just like, oh my God, we need to inspire hope, not just this, get out of this dark, depressing, I'm broken mentality. No, I'm not broken. I'm injured.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
I need to treat that injury.
Yeah. Fucking
Right.
A. Fucking A.
And it's, so I'm, I don't want to say I'm less empathetic, but I have a shirt that says, if you want, sympathy, you can find it in the dictionary between shit and syphilis.
No, but you're right. I mean, a lot of the things, and that's some of the frustrations that when we get it in the inbox, we'll have a veteran hit us up, or what we're talking to other veterans, and then the first thing you do is, and I know you do this, you ask them a question. Hey, what you've done so far? When I'm just having problems with the VA. Okay, what do they want you to do? Well, they want me to fill this document out. Well, did you fill the document out? No, not really, because fuck them. Well, dude, you can't fucking say you're getting screwed over if you're not putting forth the effort. So I hear you, man. I hear you.
Yeah.
Or, well, I can't get an appointment at the VA. Okay, have you tried making an appointment at a facility that offers therapy that, charges on a scale, right?
Yep.
On a sliding scale, right? What else have you done? The VA is, the VA is not our problem. Our problem is we went from being these individuals and these team members and these leaders to coming out, and we just feel so, the civilian world, when we're getting out, feels so foreign, right? That we don't know how to navigate the simplest of things, right? Things that we could do blindfolded and half asleep when we were in, filling out forms. Okay, if one person can't do it for me, go to another person or another person or another person. Being mission focused. My mission is to heal, right? So what am I doing to heal?
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
If this course of action is not working, I'm gonna shift fire and I'm gonna follow another course of action.
Yep.
Right. I'm gonna do what it takes to live a life worthy of the fallen sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get a lot of that too. It's like, that's why we always broadcast before or at least when I do it, and some of the other hosts do too. It's like, we always like to say we're broadcasting from the Functional Veteran Center of Excellence. I hate that. Like you said, that mopey, feel sorry for me. I mean, again, I don't want to sound like I'm not empathetic. We've been accused of hating vets anyway, so it's just
ridiculous.
It's just like, dudes, man, come on, I mean, dudes, both specific genders, by the way. You could do it, like you said, just find the fucking resource, man. And if you have a buddy that's going through a better experience with the VA than you, then fucking ask them what they did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And I like what you said about, you're not broken, you're injured, and you're trying to heal that injury. And everybody's timeline is different. Some people's timeline for healing is going to be shorter. Some people's timeline for healing is going to be longer. But as long as you're working towards healing that injury, that's all that matters, no matter how you get to that point or how long it takes. And I really like that outlook of too many people say, I've got whatever it is, therefore I'm broken, not I'm injured and I just need to heal. Well, I appreciate you're putting it that way.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said. I mean, I'm not nearly as sympathetic as what I used to be, but I'm still very much empathetic. But excuses are like assholes. Everybody got one. They all stink. So if you're going to feed me a line of excuses, I'm going to say, okay, have you done this? Have you done this?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, exactly. If you've not, move out, draw fire, and do it. Right.
Yep,
Nobody else can help you but you.
Yep. Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Oh man, yeah, that's big. Are you going to have any representatives from the Oschlager Foundation out there, or?
Yeah, there will be a couple.
Okay, cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, they're very much so phenomenal people.
That's awesome. I mean, they're talking about it too, right? I'm looking at the socials right. Let me double check. Yeah, I think they got you. Yep, they got you already up on. They got you all over their Facebook page. Look at you.
Look at
Well,
you.
well, like I said, they, I mean, they were probably the first organization that I found out about that I had not previously known when after I got out, right? And that's one of the things that got the ball rolling. The very first event that I threw as an independent person was for the Corporal Chad Olerschlager Foundation, right? And that event led to the first Vet Fest, and that led to forming OP Veterans. So they're very much so a part of my own story. So
That's awesome.
Well, that's great. I'm glad. I'm glad you were able to find that help, because you could have been a statistic. I know
almost
you were
was.
in a really bad place for a while, and
Yeah, I almost
I'm
was.
very thankful that you got the help that you needed. I'm glad you're here today. I mean, you may not have seen it back in the day, but you were one of the groups of NCOs that had an impact on me. There weren't a lot in 13th because I wasn't there for my longest amount of time while I was in, but you definitely did, and I'm glad you got the help that you needed.
I appreciate it. And I mean, I've told the story 1,000 times. I'll tell it again. My last attempt was after I went through EMDR, right? It wasn't flashbacks. It wasn't, anything, the fog of trauma. It was thwarted belonging and perceived burdensomeness, right? So it's a piece of the pie, right? You have to feel like you belong. You have to feel like you're contributing to something. It's not just overcoming trauma, right? And that's why it's a pie. It's not just a straight line. Hey, this is, you need to do this, this, and this. No, each person's going to be different, and their healing journey is going to be different, and it's going to be take different things for different folks in order to feel that completeness, right? But I definitely appreciate your sentiment about being one of those NCOs. So it reminded me of a funny story about someone else that you knew in 13th. So so Karen Cortez, you remember her?
Yes, I remember Cortez.
She was one of my projects.
Oh,
right?
she was definitely a project.
So funny story. And I mean, she was a soldier that, just needed the proper motivation, right? Because a couple years after I got out, she messaged me on Facebook or something, and she was telling me a story. She was getting ready for, what do they call BNOC now? ALC, right?
Wait. BLC,
yeah.
SLC.
BLC is the old WLC.
And
my time PLDC.
Yep.
But she was getting ready to go to ALC, right? She was back at Hood, and I guess, and she was nervous about PT and stuff like that. And her team leader, who was, I think, a master sergeant in second cam, told her the story how, your fellow students look out for you, right? When I was taking my record APFT at BNOC at the time, I was having a hard time with the run, and this one, battle buddy of mine, he was on a walking profile, but he still came back and ran with me in to make sure that I passed my run. And what was his name? Oh, Staff Sergeant Katona. And she's like,
oh no.
Yeah, so that was the craziest roundabout 4 degrees of separation that I've ever seen in my entire life. So that was really, really cool.
For the Army being so big, it's awful small.
It is. Until you get that one person that asks you, "Oh, where are you stationed at?" "Oh, stationed at Hood." "Oh, do you know so and so?" And you're like, "Yeah,
No.
I'm just trying to remember that one cat that he was a staff sergeant in our platoon. That every time we were on Red Cycle, we would get funeral details. He always had a damn college test and could never be put on. What the hell was his name?
Oh,
I don't
I
remember.
have no idea.
I don't remember, but
Red Cycle was always in the fall, though. That's like beginning of class, though, right? Isn't that how?
no. Well, you had. If your company was detailed,
Gotcha.
right? You were Red Cycle. So, and so yeah, every time we would come up on funeral detail, and because I think we were short staff sergeants at one point, I would always get it. I'm like, can I have a weekend, please?
No, can't do it.
No weekend for you.
But I digress.
King of funeral detail.
No.
I never once had funeral detail. In 14 years, never once had funeral detail. I don't know how, but
I tell you, I had CAO. I had casualty assistance officer, and holy crap, that's
another level.
That's tough.
Yeah, no, I can't even imagine.
Well, I mean, it's tough. It's tough doing. It'd be tough doing a funeral detail too if you're burying a veteran or a soldier. You know what I mean? It'd be tough. I'd lose my shit at TAPS or something like that.
I was majority of my service I was medical, so I was always attached to a clinic or something. So I'm sure that probably had a lot to do with it. Just my last 3 years, I was in a unit where I wasn't doing a lot of medical stuff, but then I was kind of the first sergeant's bitch all the time. So maybe they liked me more in the office than they liked me.
I think the
off on some
politically correct
detail.
term is warrior companion.
Warrior.
Yeah, warrior companion.
That's right.
There
You're
we
gonna
go.
get a bitch. That's a new distance.
No. I was definitely somebody's bitch. Definitely. Definitely. Twice in 2 units. Yes, for sure.
Denny, what
They like sticking me in S1 for some reason.
Denny, what aside from the Chad Eric Oschlager Foundation for PTSD, are you looking at working with some other groups too as well?
Honestly, I'm kind of taking it day by day,
Gotcha.
right? This river float I kind of threw together at the last minute because I wanted to float the river with the group.
And you're healing. You're all
I'm healing.
You're all,
and I'm gonna get a zipper tattoo.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get a
I'm
zipper
so
tattoo.
I was about to
excited
say,
about that.
it's okay. Are you cool talking about your medical stuff? What's been going on?
Oh yeah,
go for it, man.
That's the thing. I'm definitely a firm believer, because coming together builds connection, right?
Right.
So does telling your story, right? Because hell, there was, I think yesterday somebody commented on a post or something. Oh, I have a gist, right? Gastrointestinal stromal tumor, right? So my health story is in 2019. I went to the VA for what I thought was irritable bowel syndrome, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were gonna give me the Mr. DeMille special, and they're like, well, you need to have a CT scan first. So they did that, and then that's when they found this malrotation, this birth defect, where my organs were backwards and like shit was not twisting right. So literally, so I had that big surgery in 2019. That one was rough. Then I had a hernia repair, a gallbladder removal, and then a complete intestinal resection in 2021, and then still continuing to have pain and all kinds of issues, and went back to the doc, and they're like, oh, hey, you have a gastrointestinal stromal tumor. And then they also gave me I call it my Malro makeover, where they gave me a abdominal reconstruction to get rid of it.
Got some new abs.
I got new abs. I got a new nose because from those surgeries, I had a like a lesion in my nose from the NG tube, right? So they did a septoplasty on my nose.
Oh shit!
You got to buy one get one free.
So my nose was crooked, right? It's not because my last name ends in a vowel, but my nose was crooked from when I was a little kid. I broke my nose in the pool or something, but they straightened the nose and fixed the lesion, and now so I got a nose job and a tummy tuck. So
yeah, there you go.
Hashtag winning.
Yeah, about to say, dude. Holy shit! Yeah. So did they put the little 6-pack prints inside you so that way?
No, I have a stencil and a can of spray paint that I'm going to use for that.
So they gave you a keg instead.
Yeah, well, it's not a keg. It's more
Is
of
it
a
a
party
pony?
ball.
Just a little
It's
pony.
a party ball. You remember party balls?
Yeah.
Oh, party
man,
balls. Man, I haven't heard of
Oh,
those in
yeah.
a long time.
Hashtag
Well,
Gen X.
there you
Hashtag
go.
Gen
You
X.
should. That's what
Drink-
you should get.
drink
Not
Coors
only
Light.
the zipper tattoo, but like a little tattoo of like a little what are those things on the little
Tap.
pony kegs? Get one of those tattooed on your side
keg
somehow.
tap?
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, there.
Oh, hey.
So it was actually funny. So Monday was my first day back at work from, after the surgery. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to get through this day. I'm going to have problems. Had a great day. I'm like, feeling good. And then happened to be on TikTok and I saw something about the new Army uniform or something. And I'm like, if I feel better, I could get back in shape and I could, I can join the guard because I only need like 4 drills to be eligible for a guard retirement. So I'm like, if I did like a try one or, did like a 2-year stint, I mean, I could retire and I'd have damn pinks and greens. But I'm like, you know what? I was salty by 2012.
Whoa,
when
hang
I
on.
was
Craig Morgan just came back in. What are you talking about?
I know that's what I saw, and that's what made me think about it. I'm like, I mean, I could not go back in as the staff sergeant because the people that were my privates like 2 years before I got out are the people that
Command
are like,
sergeant majors now.
Yeah, command sergeant's major and master
Yeah,
sergeant.
yeah.
Like, no,
I have an old soldier who's now a command sergeant major. So yeah.
Same. Yep.
So I'm like, I can't do it, but I'm like, warrant. Do warrant. And
there
then,
you
like,
go.
There's another dude on TikTok, EJ Hunyadi. He's actually, I think he's out of Houston. He's Hungarian American, right? So I'm like, I could be the second oldest Hungarian American warrant officer in the Texas Army National Guard. But then I don't know what the commitment would be. And I'm like, I need 4 months. I need like 4 drills.
He's got
I don't know,
a long-term plan.
Yeah. I would need a lot of waivers. Let's put it like that. So
oh Lord.
a lot of medical waivers.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Jeremy says he has MS. Disqualifies me. Damn, Jeremy. Sorry to hear about that, man, bro.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like malrotation, that would have disqualified me had I known about it.
Yeah.
Right. I never knew about it. So.
Wow.
Did you serve? So you served with that then, not knowing about it this whole time. Yeah.
Yeah, I had it my entire life. Did not even know about it. And
yeah, you'd been out quite a few years when they finally found it.
Yeah, I was out 7 years.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of crazy. I mean, the stuff I was writing off as Hammurabi's revenge is kind of explained now.
Oh, so you didn't get lucky like me and pick up a parasite in Egypt?
Well, no, because like you go down to Mexico, you drink drink local water, you get Montezuma's revenge. You go to Iraq, you drink the water, or ingest the ice cubes. You get Hammurabi's revenge. So,
well, if you go to Egypt and you ingest the ice cubes, you get a lovely parasite that sits dormant for 7 years.
That's hot.
Got that.
Ouch. Well, it depends on where you served in Iraq, too. You could get Nebuchadnezzar's revenge.
Mayhaps.
Yeah.
Wow. All the revenge.
All the revenges.
All of the revenge.
Yeah. My little parasite, I named it, called it George. Yeah, it was fun for a minute. Now I have IBS for the rest of my life. It's fabulous.
I called my tumor Jorge.
I remember you did.
Wait, you named had a tumor.
How big that's the last surgery was removing that tumor.
To remove that tumor, and I mean it was not cancerous, but it was big enough to where it was exasperating
everything. Yeah,
my issues. So
I guess they didn't let you bring it home in like a jar.
No, I was disappointed. Like I'm more disappointed about not getting the pig tissue mesh over the hernia. Because they told me they were going to use pig tissue mesh, and I'm like, Are you telling me I'm going to have a pork belly?
It's so
I'm going to be walking human bacon. This is why I fought the war on terror. You have to do this for me.
One
right?
day you could become a pork belly.
No one's gonna touch you, bro, from that religion.
Well, I'm kind of sad that you didn't get like the post pathology tumor to take home in a jar and have it on like your shelf
gross.
behind you.
Well, I mean,
Ew.
so I called it.
No,
I
no.
called my surgery Jorge's deportation. Why'd you name your tumor Jorge? I'm like, well, because he's kind of grown on me, and we've seen a lot of shit together. So,
There you go. He's probably seen more shit than you have.
Yeah. I have a child. I've seen a lot of shit.
True story. Yeah, you're right. I'll forget about the little one.
TZ coming off the rope with a dad joke.
Look, once you hit 50, they're just, mom dad jokes. They all just kind of meld together.
That's what most of our parents do anyways. They'll sit there and talk shit, and then they'll gross their kids out with some of the ailments you have. So
I don't think my kids get grossed out anymore. I think they're pretty much just settled at the fact that anything and everything I say is just disgusting or weird, and they're just kind of over it. Nothing embarrasses them anymore. I try. I mean, the shirt, my most recent shirt, I've got it on tonight. It says to-do list, and then it says your dad, and it has a line marked through it.
I do it with my daughters. They go, ew, gross. But then my son, he's like, ooh, really? What is that like? What's the, what does that do? So, well, I mean, shit, Denny, stop going to surgery. Well, maybe, I don't know. Has it helped? I mean, is it helping? Can you feel a difference?
Well, I mean, so far, yeah. My symptoms that I've had, like pain after eating and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's gone way down. So I'm going to call it a win.
Yeah, there you go.
And like I said, the scar I had from that surgery in 2021 was just freaking gnarly looking.
Yeah.
And now it's just a line.
Which has got to be a lot better if for any other reason, just your own self, confidence.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't overly self-conscious about it, but I was self-conscious about it because I'm vain. So,
because you're a little cocky.
Not little.
No pun intended.
I'm big cocky.
I was about to say,
You're big cocky.
Why are you saying that? TZ, breaking on the guy's cockiness.
Yeah, well,
that's how I use my cockiness.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh Lordy. Goodness gracious. Well, it looks like we're getting down to the wire here, guys. We're almost at the end of our show tonight. Anything else you want to tell us about, Denny, for what's coming up this weekend, or anything else in general? Any parting words? Any amazing insights? Any
Oh Lord, you're making me use my big brain. No, I mean, as far as the float, if you are in Central Texas, it's $20 to float the river with us. And every ticket, a portion that goes to Chateau, so that that goes directly to contact hours that will help heal veterans and first responders. As far as Resilient Rooster at large, buy a shirt, buy a hat, do something. Follow me on TikTok, follow me on Facebook, follow me on the grams. And parting words of wisdom is better. If you're living with trauma, you're not broken, you are injured, right? And it's up to you to own your own mental health and seek healing, whether that be through the VA or other means. Okay, because one of the things I lived with for a long time was survivor's guilt, right? And I'm like, well, why wasn't me? Well, it wasn't me. So I'm going to make the most of my life. I'm going to try to make this world a better place than what I found it, and live a life worthy of their sacrifice, and earn my time here. So
that's what I'm talking about. I appreciate you coming on, brother.
Me too. I appreciate it. And I can't wait to see you on Saturday. And like you
Likewise,
said, if you're in the Central Texas area, come on out. Not only will you get to have a great time, meet some great folks, you'll also gets to see me in a bathing suit. So I'm just saying.
And Denny. Don't forget Denny. We got to have Denny in the bathing suit.
And Denny. And Spanky.
And Spanky's going to be there too. That's right.
And
Can
some
you throw
other.
up that picture of me in the tank top again?
Yeah, sure. Hang on. Give me a sec.
I'm going to get Denny in a tank top.
Oh, Denny.
I was like, I saw that. I took the picture and I'm like, I had some positive thought in my head when I took the picture, but it literally looks like I'm thinking, woman, you burnt my damn turkey pot pie.
It does
Right.
look a little like that. Yep.
Yep, exactly.
You're definitely giving someone the what to for.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Exactly that. Look at you looking all, oh, look at that. Damn, Denny. Woo, woo, woo. Oh, man.
The pooch ain't sticking out anymore. That's the best part about it.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks so
Oh,
much,
you're a
brother.
mess.
Thanks for hanging out, man.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Thank you.
definitely. Thanks for hanging out. I loved having you on.
Likewise.
All right. Well, I guess we're gonna take a break. Denny, hang out for a sec. We're gonna shoot the shit with you, and then we'll be right back. Everyone, stand by. Shouts.
Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
Please enjoy the show. Shots.
Don't cry for me, sweet Annalie. You know you're the keeper of the stars. I love you and I want you, and you'll always draw me near. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. $10 short and 1 day late. That's all I've ever been to you. But oh, that happy feeling when my love flew through the ceiling and I was freed from your burning memory. Said don't cry for me, sweet Annalie. You know you're the keeper of the stars. I love you and I want you, and you'll always draw me near. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. I flew from the gutter into the arms of another, and for a while she made me feel alright. But in a crazy blunder, your love took me back under. Now I'm tied to those shackles and chains. Said don't cry for me, sweet Annalie. You know you're the keeper of the stars. I love you and I want you, and you'll always draw me near. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. I'm just running from the pain in my heart.
Hey, we're back.
We're back. I think it's like, don't you have like doesn't Radar do like freaking housekeeping for you or something like that? Doesn't he read all the stuff for you?
Yes,
Oh,
he
okay.
does. He
All right,
does.
gotcha. All right.
He's the king of that. I'm just the hanger-oner at the end. I
All right,
just kind of
just want to make sure I don't make sure I'm not fucking up, Radar's format.
Nope.
You know how he is.
Nope, not at all. You do you,
Okay.
boo.
All right. Well, today you listen to Denny Katona, obviously the resilient rooster. We've been posting links all through the chats and stuff like that. And the event is this Saturday. But before that, we got Sergeant's Time on Yana. We have Sergeant's Time, and then Sergeant's Time with Sergeant's Time, and then it's me doing all the sergeanting, talking all Army issues, all Army stuff. And then Friday Night Freedom is on Friday. And we have, as a matter of fact, Radar is going to be a gunner for Friday Night Freedom with Cause.
Yay!
So hopefully Radar doesn't bulldog the show, because I know he likes to go on rants. And you know how he gets when he's not on the mic for a while. He'll build up some rants.
As long as Cause stays away from the Amish, I think they'll be all right.
Exactly. So we also have we have the event on, and by the way, this is a Resilient Roosters float that we as WTF Nation Radio got invited to. So you'll look for some socials, look for some pics. I know Mom went to another event too, and so we're trying to get our events posted for the weekend, and you're going to see that too. And then Pop Culture Warrior, I'm sorry, not Pop Culture Warrior. Sunday is the sports bar with the King Smith and the coach, and then Monday edition with myself and Massey, and then Tuesday's Pop Culture Warrior with Little Man, and then the Wednesday's, I don't know, another fucking smoke pit. So
yep, we'll be back next Wednesday.
CQ, man, hang in there, brother. I know you got some Red Rock stuff going on, and man, he's doing okay. It's hard. I understand. I've been okay. So let me tell you what happened. I was on a date a long time, years ago. This is before I became established in the marital community. Before I became a divorce enthusiast, and I was out on a movie, and I passed a kidney stone on the date.
Oh, damn.
Do you want to talk about and it was like real quick. It was like during the commercials, like, hey, I'm going to go to the bathroom right quick, brought back. And I passed a stone, and you want to talk about killing a mood for a date.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, to the point to where I was not thinking straight. I mean, I was like, yeah, I'll give a kiss goodbye. Okay, bad, whatever, get mad. I don't give a shit. I got to go. And
I've had kidney stones twice, and they are not fun at all.
Docs were like, just drink. There was like drink juices, drink cranberry juice, drinks a lot of water, drink some water. He just got to keep peeing.
Yeah. Yep.
And man, the next one came, and bruh.
Not fun.
It. What was that movie? The Green Mile. Remember when Tom Hanks had a bad urinary infection?
Yeah.
And he went out, he ran outside and was like pissing in his fucking yard, and he's like bent over because he was in so much pain. That's what it's like. I mean, so Heath,
these don't suck.
Yeah, number 4.
They are the second worst pain that I've ever had in my life, and the first was delivering my children.
Oh man, I mean, talking to women,
which I did without pain meds.
Yeah, that's right.
All 4 of them.
Women that have passed stones and have given birth have told me that it's bad.
It's the closest thing you're gonna feel to what it feels like. Oh yeah,
exactly.
For sure. Not fun.
Make sure you share, like, and follow all of our socials. We're broadcasting live on 5 different platforms. We're streaming on the Radar channel, by the way. So the Radar Kick channel, WTFNR Radar. Facebook at U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio. And then Twitter, WTF Nation Radio's Twitter. And then
the X.
The X. Yeah. X. And then YouTube. At WTFNationRadio.com. So thanks y'all for tuning in. And
for sure, thanks everybody.
Yeah, and thank you so much for letting me join you tonight, TZ. So
thank you for coming on and keeping me company that first hour before Denny came on. I appreciate it.
Word up. All right, y'all have a good night, and ciao. See you.
Peace
out. Have a good one. See you.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Sometimes when I look at, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, I think it's WTF Army or something.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.